The lights of Manila's biggest talent show flickered like stars as the crowd buzzed with excitement. The air was thick with anticipation, cheers, and dreams waiting to be heard. Backstage, a thin boy with sunburned skin and a worn-out t-shirt clutched a borrowed guitar so tightly his knuckles turned white. His name was Landon Reyes, a 15-year-old street performer from Cebu who sang on sidewalks for coins, sometimes enough for a meal, sometimes not. He'd traveled by bus for 16 hours, carrying only his guitar, a pair of slippers, and his mother's rosary. His mother, Maria, was sick, too weak to work anymore. For months, Landon had been singing at bus stops and markets, hoping to raise enough for her medicine. When he heard about Philippines Got Dreams, he didn't think he'd make it past auditions. But here he was, trembling in front of the biggest stage he'd ever seen. When the host called his name, Landon took a deep breath. The bright lights nearly blinded him, and he could feel thousands of eyes fixed on his tiny frame. One of the judges, a woman with kind eyes, smiled. "What will you sing for us, sweetheart?" "Hotel California, ma'am," Landon whispered, his voice shaking. It was my papa's favorite song." The audience chuckled softly, surprised. The boy's guitar looked like it might fall apart any second, and his accent was thick, but when he strummed the first chord, the hall fell silent. His voice, it wasn't perfect. It was raw, trembling, yet hauntingly beautiful, filled with every hunger pang, every sleepless night, every prayer he'd ever whispered under the flicker of streetlights. When he reached the line, "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave," his eyes glistened. And then, something magical happened. The large LED screens showed a photo of Landon's mother in a hospital bed, holding the same rosary he now wore. The audience gasped. It turned out that before the show, Landon had told producers he wasn't singing for fame, he was singing so his mom could sleep without pain again. The crowd grew still. Even the judges leaned forward. The woman judge's eyes filled with tears as Landon's trembling voice grew stronger, clearer, almost like an angel's. The song transformed from a cover into a prayer, a son begging heaven to give his mother one more sunrise. When he finished, the stage went silent for a heartbeat that felt eternal. Then, applause exploded like thunder. The audience rose to their feet, many wiping their tears. One of the judges whispered, "That's not just talent, that's love." The kind-eyed woman stood up, tears streaming down her cheeks. She slammed her hand on the golden buzzer. Confetti rained down as Landon fell to his knees, crying. The judges rushed to the stage and hugged him. "You made us feel what music is truly about," one said. "You reminded us that behind every song, there's a soul." Later that night, in a small backstage corner, Landon video-called his mother. The nurse held up the phone to her bedside. "Mama," he said softly, "they gave me the golden buzzer." Maria smiled weakly, tears glistening in her eyes. "My boy," she whispered, "your papa would be so proud. You've sung with your heart. God heard you." The next morning, news outlets across the world shared Landon's story. Clips of him singing flooded TikTok and YouTube, captioned, "When a boy sings for love, the world listens." Donations poured in from all over, America, Canada, Japan, strangers sending money, prayers, and letters. A hospital in Manila offered to treat his mother for free. Weeks later, during the finals, Landon stood on that stage again. But this time, his mother sat in the front row, frail but smiling. When he sang, he wasn't nervous. His voice soared, clear, fearless, alive. He didn't win first place that night. But he won something greater, the hearts of millions. After the show, a famous producer from Los Angeles approached him. "Kid," he said, "I don't know if you believe in miracles, but how'd you like to sing in America?" Landon froze, tears welling again. He looked at his mother. She nodded, whispering, "Go chase the dream your papa left for you." A year later, in a packed theater in California, Landon performed again, this time with his own guitar, his own band, his own song titled, "Mama's Prayer." The audience rose to their feet, chanting his name. He ended his song by saying softly, "This is for every kid who's ever been told they're too poor to dream. Don't stop singing. Don't stop believing." That night, as he walked off stage, he found a quiet corner, held his mother's rosary, and whispered, "Thank you, Mama, thank you for believing when no one else did." His story became a symbol of hope across the world, a reminder that sometimes the purest voices come from the humblest hearts, and that love, no matter how poor, is the richest melody of all. And as the lights dimmed and the crowd cheered his name once more, Landon looked up to the sky, smiled, and whispered,